Yeah, 161's great to make the hook up there, Matt.
That's user about.
Yeah, Matt, J. Juliet Alpha Yankee was my name for your further info.
Hello, this is cbradiomagazine.com, and we've got a fun one for you today. Hadn't made a video in a while, just hadn't been a whole lot of new radios on the market, and not a whole lot of old ones that I wanted to mess with lately, but I went through a garage sale, and they had a realistic Navajo TRC-459. This is a 40 channel AM and single sideband base station. This is definitely an older model, no longer produced. Sold by Radio Shack under the Realistic brand. SBE actually kind of had one that was similar, but used a little bit different guts inside of it. These are pretty rare these days. I haven't seen a whole lot of these around. You'll see them on eBay every once in a while. It actually is kind of the base model version of the mobile that I did earlier. I think it was the TRC-459 that has the scan functions on it, and this radio does as well. The radio is kind of interesting. It's a low profile compared to a lot of our Washingtons, Madisons, those kinds that are a lot more boxy. Cobra 2000 is definitely quite a bit bigger than this radio. The radio low profile, speaker on the top, firing upwards. The microphone connections down here on the front. Your plug-in for your cables and stuff are going to be in the back. The radio features the clock. The indicators here are for your buttons over here. You've got a receive, transmit, and SWR meters. There's 2 meters, and they are just little LED lights. Over on the right-hand side, there's indicator lights for your mode, as well as your memory stuff, which I'll show you. It's got your channel display over here on the right. And interesting thing about this radio is it does have sliders on it, and it does have an entry to enter in your channels, which is similar to that TRC-480 I showed you. But let's zoom in towards the clock functions, and I'll show you those first. This is the clock, standard clock, AM, PM. There is a 24-hour option if you want to put it into 24-hour mode. Over here we have the controls to set the time. It's currently in the run position. That's the standard position. If you want to set the time, you move the slider to the time set position. You can either set it using a slow button to move forward or a fast button. And as you can see, the faster button moves through faster. The time to set it, if you miss where you want to stop, you can't go backwards. You have to go all the way back through. It's a big loop. So for instance, say we set the clock for 9:11 a.m. You can also go to the seconds, and it just turned to 9:12. It actually shows you the seconds. There's a second option here. Don't know why you need to be able to see the seconds on a clock radio on a CB, but if you need to, there it is. So currently we've got our time set to 9:12 a.m. There's another option over here, which is auto set. I'm going to use the slow button here and set it to 9:13. This is kind of an interesting option. You can press this auto button here. You'll see the indicator come on. The radio is off currently. The clock operates even when the radio is off, as long as the power is applied. And this is an interesting auto feature. It's an auto on, kind of like an alarm clock. It'll actually turn the radio on at 9:13. Hopefully, we'll see it do it in a second. If it doesn't, this will be a very uninteresting video. It's kind of a neat feature. Maybe you want to wake up to the sounds of DX every day. Well, it gives you that option. And there was a couple other radios used to be able to do this back in the day, and it's not something that they really do anymore. So let's see. There you go, automatic on radio. So you can set it like an alarm clock, turn that auto back off, and turns the radio off. Down in front here, we've got a 5-pin DIN connector, your phone's plug. Let's have a look at these buttons. These are just little push spring-loaded buttons, 24-hour. Your auto on, which I just showed you to turn the radio on automatically, your main power button. There's a SWR calibration, noise blank ANL, a dimmer option. It only dims the clock and the LED display for the channel. It doesn't dim the other indicators, don't know why. CB, PA, monitor function. PA, you guys are aware of what that does. Monitor is basically just to be able to listen to the radio through the PA and be able to use the PA still. So we're currently in CB mode. I'll show you the SWR calibration option. So over here is your signal strength meter, receive, transmit, and this is your SWR meter, and there's a calibration setting position on it. If you press the SWR calibration button down, you key up the microphone, and on the back is actually, as I bump everything around here, on the back there is a little knob that you can set the calibration. So that you see that light going up and down, that's me moving the calibration indicator. So you want to try and put it right on the set mark. And then what you can do is go back, and once you turn off the button and push it back out, it goes into SWR mode, and now it'll always show your SWR while you're keying on AM. On lower sideband you need to recalibrate, of course, but this way you can check your SWR, and as long as you're on AM and keying up, it'll show you your SWR. Sliders, you guys haven't seen these on too many radios. They kind of suck. They get a lot of dust and dirt in them, and they get scratchy real quick. You got to take good care of them, keep them clean. I don't really like them compared to knobs. I prefer knobs just because these tend to get a little scratchy more quickly. A lot of these radios that are older, these have got some moisture and stuff in there, and they don't act as well as they should. The indicators over here, you have your CB indicator, PA, monitor, noise blank ANL, the auto, which I showed you already, receive, transmit, you guys saw those turn on and off, and SWR down here, AM, lower sideband, upper sideband, memory, busy channel and clear channel options over here, and those go along with the keypad. Channel indicator, of course, and if you want to go up or down channels, you can use the up or down channel control. You can hold it down and it goes a little bit faster. You can also type in the channel. I'm going to go 31. We type in 31, takes us to channel 31. You can type in channel 38, takes you to channel 38. There is a way to write memory frequencies. There's 5 different memory functions here. So you can do this memory out M1, it takes us to channel 1. Memory out M2, actually I didn't set any frequencies yet. Let me do that real quick, I'll show you that first. If you want to write a frequency into the memory on this radio, you type in the channel you want to memorize. So let's do, let's do 06, channel 6, AM mode. We'll do memory write, we'll press the M1 position, it's now saved to M1. Let's say we also want to do 38 lower sideband. We'll type in channel 38, we'll put our mode on lower sideband, we hit the memory write position, the M2 button there, and now we've saved that to position 2. So let me show you. We do memory out, M1, we've gone to channel 6 AM, memory out, M2, channel 38 lower sideband. It's actually kind of neat because it remembers both the frequency and the mode. A lot of radios did not do that. Nowadays they do, but back in the day this was pretty fancy stuff, right? So you can do a clear channel or busy channel scan. Clear channel scan, it will scan through on the auto scan. Once you press the auto scan button through clear channels, hit this button here to hit stop. It's also the 0 button. If you put it on busy channel, you turn up the squelch, hit the auto scan button, it'll scan through looking for channels that break the squelch, stations that are loud enough, strong enough signal to break the squelch on the radio. We can stop that. Memory scan, it will scan through the frequencies that you've saved. So we've only saved channel 1, 38, and 6, since we just powered on the radio. So it's scanning through those frequencies on both AM and lower sideband, so that's pretty cool as well. That's it. That's it for functions on the radio. Very simple. I will show you guys the back, and we'll pop the cover, take a look inside, and give you a little bit overview of the performance on this radio. Okay, standard AC cord coming in here. You can hook it up 12 volt if you want to, take it in the car. PA speaker, external speaker jack, PA speaker jack. This is your SWR control calibration. So if you're going to calibrate the radio, that's where you calibrate it. And over here is your coax plug. So let's pop the covers. I'll show you the inside of the radio. Okay, we're looking at the back right part of the radio. You can see the coax connector here. VR14 is going to be your AM power adjustment. This is VR14 down in here. That is your AM power adjustment to set your dead key. Alright, just a little ways over towards the front, this is your channel display here. Down in here is VR13. And we're not going to be able to get that close in there, but this is VR13 right there. These are in the plastic. You see it like a circle with plastic in it. That is going to be your AMC modulation control. That's your modulation control. And if you go up from VR14 towards the middle of the radio, and this is VR4 and VR5. Those are your ALC adjustments. VR4 is a single tone, VR5 is your two-tone. If you don't have a generator or understand what that means, then you probably shouldn't mess with them. The radio itself, operation-wise, it's kind of fun with the functions. Again, the sliders, I'm not real big on those because they do end up getting a little bit of build-up and having some problems. Receive is okay on the radio. Nothing special, but it's alright. The transmit is subpar on this particular model. The modulation just was never great on these. There's been a couple people who have written on the topic. I know Woody had Woody's Gazette or whatever had a good little write-up on it. But yeah, just not a whole lot of swing on these. You can clip the limiters and stuff, but you know, that's not necessarily a good idea either. They just are not modulation monsters. You're not going to get a whole lot of swing on AM or sideband. You can use a power mic and you probably sound decent. Again, you know, they're just not going to be up to the standard of some of the more classic popular radios or even some of the newer radios. Not something I necessarily hold on to as a classic. Again, this is the realistic TRC-459. And for those of you who want to bug out, go for it. The rest of you can stick around and see all the annoying screws on this thing. I'll just show you how I put it together and took it apart. Okay, so when we took this thing apart, you have to make sure, and you lift the cover off, you take off the external speaker plug, and the connection for that is right here over by the power supply. You also want to make sure to be careful of your cables here going up to your keypad and down into your board there when you remove it. So first thing is we're going to hook up our external speaker, put our cover back on. You can see that there's these posts here. These go through to some center screws, and I'll show you how that works as I put it back together. Alright, so looking underneath the radio, you'll see there's two posts where they come up into these middle screws. So you have to put in these two screws. So when you're taking off the cover, to get that top cover off, there's the two middle screws here. There's also 4 screws, 2 on either side, that you'll need to undo. And let me show you. Those screws on the side, there'll be 1 here, 1 on here, and then 2 on the other side. So once you get your 2 screws in the center on for the top cover and the 2 screws on either side, then you've got a bunch of these screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to put the bottom cover back on the radio. And we got everything back together. The last thing you have to do is you have to stick these pieces back onto your sliders. And that's it, folks. Hope you enjoyed seeing this old radio. Kind of interesting, like I said. Not necessarily a fabulous performer, but it does okay. Definitely has some interesting features though. So TRC-459. Thanks for watching, guys.